We'll be curious, though, to see how Epsilon is going to be reacting to this. They are going to be swapping sides, so they'll have the slightly easier breakout side to actually start out from the beginning here. So they're going to be able to get onto Alpha and Charlie first. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, it's the other way around. They're going to be on the harder side. My bad, guys. So that's actually a detriment to them. We'll see how they're going to be able to come back from this. We'll have those back B spawns right from the start. So they'll need to definitely flip those whenever they can. They don't need to flip them right from the start. Will be interesting to see what kind of breakouts they actually have. We've seen some fairly aggressive breakouts before on this particular map where if you are on the US team, you basically push in 3 of the players over there towards that Alpha flag. You push 1 up towards C flag from C tunnel, so actually go through the middle of the map and try and cut him off there onto Charlie. And you can kind of catch him out of position sometimes if you can make it over there. And it also leaves you in a very good position to actually attack Alpha flag because you can hit him not only from beepers but also from connectors. And if you want to, you can go all the way around and hit him from Cap Alley. So you can basically just make the big old loop and surround that Alpha flag. And I think that's, I don't know. Epsilon, though, I think is probably going to go for a more safer breakout.
I think that's exactly what they're going to go for. They know that they really have very low margin for error in this one. And that first map is crucial in this best of 3. Siege and Railway do lie before us in the second and third maps. So it's going to be interesting to see how many of them we are going to see. And it all comes down to securing that first one. Getting that first map under their belt. Of course, let's not forget the last time these guys met, Epsilon secured the first 2 before Fnatic rubbed it in their face with 3 in a row. So doesn't necessarily tell us everything, the first map, but so far, so good for Epsilon. That's the start they needed. That's the start they were kind of gifted with the US side, that BC hold. And Fnatic, they're looking to lose up their trip cap here. Yeah, that was a great push coming in here for Epsilon. Narrowly, Fnatic, though, will be able to stay alive there onto Alpha flag. I think that was Morte, actually, that was able to get the res. But if you take a look at it, they're aggressively defending this. Hork will be up top on Mountain right now, spotting out 2 players down below. This is a very bad position for Fnatic to actually fight from, as we will be seeing him taking down 1, possibly a second one. Not able to get the kills on him just yet, but able to get control and keep control of that CB setup. And they are going to be able to lock down a lot of tickets off of this. I'm such a sucker for ragdoll. Just seeing them like forward roll, tumbled off the top of the mountain. That's fantastic. Either way, though, we are going to be seeing exactly what you said. Epsilon losing out on that C flag. They kind of have to keep that consolation prize of B for now, but you can see Duke just going for that the Magnum shot. Not going to connect just yet, but it looks like they're actually more interested in C. They want this BC hold, probably because they know the numbers are a little lackluster there, and it is, as Too Easy does fall. Took one with him, though, as now 139 to 127. Slight advantage for Epsilon, but for how long? As, of course, the sides and the bleed is in favor of Fnatic, as they're just looking to lock down these sites, and you can see already that the B flag is looking all too vulnerable.
Yeah, Valutage is starting to pick up there onto that Bravo site. He's not going to be on the burn just yet. There he is. It's going to be on a 1-on-3 situation, though. Valutage going to have to pick this back up. And as you said before, one of your favorite players, that's going to be 1 going down. Looking for the second one here. He will be up top of that Bravo site. And he's going to be running right into that incendiary. Not really a whole lot of places for him to go, but he does manage to, at the very least, hang up those players and force them back to that Bravo point in order to take care of that. So now it's going to be up to Fnatic to decide where they want to push in from. But we do see Drunks with a nice little spawn back there. Unfortunately, not going to be able to get anything off the back end of it. So Epsilon right now, they're actually just going to be locking us down. They're not really interested in trying the push A.
I'm interested to know how Fnatic are feeling about this one. So let's go ahead and put their team speak on and see how things are going down for them.
From lower. Keep shooting.
Nice.
50.
He's gonna heal already.
Where is he on C? Where is he on C?
Nice.
Behind you.
No.
I got him.
1 is big, nowhere.
2. Ah, fuck me. 2 on C gates. 2 on C gates. Took it for BD.
I'm dead. 20 lights. Or tunnel.
Okay, I spawn random.
I think tunnel.
He's low.
Spawning B.
Nice.
1 down, B. 2 down.
Go away.
Let it go.
Go A. They know where they need to go. They know it's wide open. And now we're going to have to see how well they can stabilize. David is the only man really challenging it just yet.
Oh, yeah, look at this right now. Big play right here for that Alpha flag. Looks like Fnatic might actually be losing it. Too Easy, the only one to stay up. Oh, the Mag Magnum right there. Beautiful play. He's looking for the two-piece, but it's not enough. Now we do have some reinforcements coming back in for Fnatic. 2 more players going to be coming up. Drunks will be able to get that res, so they have secured A for now, but that could have been so ugly if we did not see Too Easy getting that Magnum right there to slow that push down. So as now we have seen B Flag starting to go back over into the favor of Fnatic. It's kind of stabilized a little bit as we do have Epsilon trying to figure out how to get onto this burn for B.
Yeah, no, they just need to turn the bleed over in general. I mean, they need to create an advantage. They need a big advantage, bearing in mind those 62 tickets from the first half. Such a convincing first half from Fnatic. And now Valu is just playing Ring Around the Roses with whoever that may be, as it's going to be Drunks who takes the frag down onto Safe over this mountain type. Mayek was the man they needed to find, and that's going to open up C for the taking. So far, though, Fnatic are actually in trouble on A as well, as the Infirmary does go down. But David, what a frag onto Morte. And now all is said and done, and they have to get the A flag back under wraps, as does the C one, as Valutaja's doing what Valutaja does best.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have Fnatic maybe priming for a push here onto that Alpha flag. Do see a trade over there onto that C site. Nobody able to get on the burn just yet, but Epsilon has to be careful here, as it's only going to be up to Hort to try and hold on, and he's not going to be able to do so. Potential back rage going to be coming back in from Mayek. Mayek will be able to get that pickup, which, you know, this is not a good position for Mayek, in my opinion, to be in. He's better at being an anchor, sitting there waiting for those players to come to him and pick him off as they try and attack a flag, not really him attacking flags himself. So I think that they need to get into a position with Mayek and Safe, both able to work a defensive spot. Because as it is right now, Fnatic, they're just rolling over them. I know the score's even right now, but remember, 62 tickets for that first round. It's almost over here.
It most definitely is. I think you've summarized it quite nicely, and they are just going to be working to keep these 2 sites safe. I don't think Epsilon really have enough tools at their disposal to secure first map victory. Fnatic looking all too strong. Only 20 tickets left in the Epsilon bank, and they're going to try and spend them, making about 1 or 2 good pushes. As we can see, Duke isn't struggling to pick up the frags. That's not the problem. It's actually this group kind of mindset where Epsilon, they're just looking to defend the only flag they have at this point.
Yeah, they're kind of being pushed back into the back right now. And this is one of those situations where you want to be aggressive, but not too aggressive. Fnatic is just aggressive enough to where they're forcing Epsilon to play in that defensive style where Epsilon just wants to keep a flag. They don't want to be 3-capped right now. We do see a little bit of a back rage happening over here onto Alpha flag from David, as he will be able to get onto that A site and get that burn as fast as possible. They only have about 7 tickets left here to actually do something with, and I don't think it's going to be enough. Immediately we see B flag starting to get grayed out, and I think we're going to be seeing map number 1 going over to Fnatic, which to me, I knew it was going to be tough, but I really did think that Epsilon was going to be able to take this map. They've done it in the past countless times against Fnatic.
Yeah,
now, this has been like their momentum map for Epsilon, and for them to lose this, that's not good.
It's not a good indicator. I think you made the point before that these guys recently, when they met online, it's been 2-0s recently. Like we've seen a lot of 2-0s. Fnatic, of course, besting Epsilon in those. And we're going to see a repeat here on Operation Locker. It is secured, and it's looking all too orange as Fnatic secure map 1.
Look how calm they are.
They're chill.
They're just like, you know, another day.
Another day, just casually besting the guys we met in the grand final last time.
You know, they're sitting over there like, that's 1K, 2K, 3K.
Counting the kills. Yeah, exactly. Counting the euros.
So, yeah, I mean, right now, Epsilon, they definitely have to be worried going into this next map. Man, they need to keep a calm head. But again, they're playing for seeds right now, honestly. I mean, I think we can both agree that whoever has to play Infamous will most likely win. Especially because Infamous was even struggling against Legionnaires there. So on that Lockers map. So I think that, you know, right now they're just playing for seeds. So they're not out of it by any chance, you know, any stretch of the imagination. But, you know, you definitely do want to be going in there with that number 1 seed and not having to play Group 2 best team.
Of course, I mean, that's a big deal, especially when you know how scary Group B is.
Oh,
I mean, the lineup there, for those of you that have no idea, I was about to say have no idea. For those of you that aren't aware, we have MYM, SK, MHSV, and Dexterity Gaming, the wild card of Dexterity.
I was talking to MYM a little bit earlier because they have to actually play them up next. And I was talking to them, I was like, well, what do you think of Dexterity? And they said, you know, we're not necessarily worried about them in terms of skill. We're worried about them because we don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
They're an unknown. You know, they've played against Fanatics. They played against SK. They've played against all of these teams over and over and over for the last, year and a half. They haven't played Dexterity. They don't know how they're going to be coming out of the gate. So, yeah, now we're going to be switching on over here to Siege of Shanghai, which, honestly, this is going to be Fnatic's map, I think. And we could be seeing yet another 2-0 in favor of Fnatic. Epsilon, they have taken Fnatic down in the past on this. It's been very, very close games. they have to keep control of that Bravo flag. It's like I was saying a little bit earlier in one of these maps that we were casting. You have to keep control of A and B if you are on the Chinese side. Yeah. You can't lose it. If you lose Alpha and Bravo on this side, it's going to be very, very tough to come back on. Now, on the flip side of that, if we see Fnatic going for a 4-man push on A, that's going to be very detrimental for them. So I think if Fnatic went for kind of an even breakout where they kind of went for a 2 to B, 2 to statue, I think it would be a lot better. And that's kind of what they're going to be doing right now. That's exactly what they're going to be doing. They're actually going to be pushing nobody to statue instead. They're pushing everybody inside mid to showroom. Going to see if they can get maybe a couple of frags before they push in onto that B side. Drunks right now is going to be leading the charge right here inside crate. Not yet onto the burn, as we do have, I believe, Epsilon just trying to figure out where exactly they are. Nice little pickup there from Morte, taken down onto back B, and that will be Fnatic getting control of C and Bravo.
That is a strong start already as the map's starting to light up blue, but for how long? That is the question. Valitaja trying to battle it out, not going to happen. Hipfire wasn't enough, as Horek is going to have to be traded out thanks to Drunks, as this is the start Fnatic we're looking for. B and C flying the Fnatic flag. You can see the bodies littering the battlefield of the Epsilon members who went aggressive. They tried to kind of stop C in its tracks, didn't happen, and so now they're looking to regroup. They are fully up, the whole squad is ready, and they're going to try and maybe, just maybe, throw some numbers towards one of the 2 Fnatic sites. I think that maybe just edging across the street is going to be the first task for them, though, as it looks like they're going to set up this kind of front line Fnatic. And it's kind of actually looking pretty intimidating if I was an Epsilon member.
Oh yeah, it's going to be fairly difficult for Epsilon to actually push back in. What they need right now is a random spawn to come back inside or on the backside of it. But David 2K doing some fairly decent work there onto Semi. We'll be able to pick up at least one, forcing another one back. And it looks like he's deciding, you know what, let's go ahead and defend this Alpha cap, as we are going to be seeing C-side starting to flip on over into their favor.
145 to 123 is the tickets already, and it's, I mean, when you've only lost about 7 tickets when you're nearly 2 minutes into this game, that's a good indicator of how this one could shape up. But this is Battlefield, anything can happen, and the A and C flags are flying for Epsilon at the moment, but that C flag could be under scrutiny. In fact, I think it is, as it is going to be trying and tested to try and take that one away from them. You can see the Fnatic numbers are spread quite sporadically around between the B and C flags, and that's kind of how Fnatic have been playing this Shanghai map recently. They don't necessarily kind of group. I haven't seen so many group pushes. Instead, we just see this kind of 2 to 3 man squads, and they just roam around causing destruction.
Yeah, and you know, this particular map right here, it's very difficult if you are going in those 1 and 2 man squads, because if you look at Fnatic, they're grouping up perfectly. They have 4 guys sitting on B. You know, they're able to transition from B or C very, very quickly. I mean, it's going to be tough here for Epsilon to try and make a push for it. I don't think C site is the best one, especially since we have Drunks picking up a really good kill all the way in the backside of that Alpha site. We'll be able to get that burn onto Alpha flag. And is he going to be able to get this last little kill here onto the A flag? No, so far it is going to be a 1-1 stalemate. And this could actually be a turning point here for Epsilon. They need to make this kill and make sure that they're not going to lose Alpha, but he does end up getting pinched. So that means that we are going to be seeing a triple cap coming in for Fnatic.
And while they're in control, let's tune into Fnatic and see how things are going down for them.
Where are you? 2 more B, 2 more B.
2 balcony. 1 balcony. Nice, 1 down. 1 blue in B. B blue. Close the door.
Headwitch coming. Get C first, come on, get C, come on.
Escalator.
Nading.
No damage.
Push him.
So, 1 burning. Burning, it's low. Guys, you need to push him while it's burning.
1 statue.
Okay, that's Epsilon, it seems. Even though I'm in the Fnatic channel, we are hearing Epsilon. Either way, as little sense as it makes, you can hear Epsilon really kind of trying and battling from the deficit. 75 tickets while they're on 130 for Fnatic.
Well, look at Duke. He's 0 and 6. You know, Duke is considered one of their better fraggers. And if he can't even get anything going on, I mean, you're in trouble. But, I mean, this isn't... Oh, look at Drunks. Get this shot. Drunks is looking for the Magnum shot right now in by Showroom, as he's just being able to see a little bit peeking out right here. Not able to connect with it. It was so close, though, as the push onto that B site is now going to be commencing here. They will be able to wrap around inside that crate. But, you know, right now, there is such a huge ticket advantage for Fnatic that while, yes, we can see about a 50-point swing, it's going to be tough here for Epsilon because they haven't been able to really hold the defensive side. You know, they've been able to cap them, but they haven't been able to actually hold them.
Yeah, Not yet, anyway. I mean, it seems to be that they're kind of running out of time, running out of opportunities here if Epsilon aren't careful, as Fnatic just seems stronger than ever, especially in individual play, sorry. 11-5, you never guess who's got it. It's too easy. He is on form. It's mad when this guy is performing, and I mean, he's not necessarily carrying his team, but he's certainly being a real good trendsetter for them. And in contrast, you look at Epsilon, Duke, just 2, David, just 2, Safe, 2 as well. That's a whole big chunk of your team struggling to pick up frags. And I think this may be actually, this game is more of a statement about Epsilon's current form than it is Fnatic's.
I think it's more or less about the map.
Okay.
To be honest with you, because Epsilon has never played that well on Siege of Shanghai. I mean, they've beaten Fnatic on this map, but again, it was extremely close. I'm talking about like 1s and 2 tickets. Most of the time, Fnatic rolls on this map, and we're seeing that happening this time right here. 115 to 34. We've been in this triple cap for what, maybe a minute now almost, and it's not looking like it's going to be staving off anytime soon. C-Site will be getting contested here for the moment, but I mean, Epsilon is not able to get onto a burn. The best they can hope for at the moment, they're not even going to win this round. The best they can hope for right now is just to get it down to a manageable amount of tickets, maybe 60, 70 tickets, something like that, and come back with a redo, if you will, in the next round.
Well, it's going to be so very important to kind of step up their game and step it up fast. I mean, 19 tickets is as good as gone, and Fnatic, they're just trying to keep that number as high as they possibly can. Try and keep this second half unwinnable for Epsilon. And I mean, Fnatic jumping onto C. Fnatic have been leading this fray since the get-go, and at the moment, Epsilon are just kind of trying to play catch-up. I think they almost need to take a breather after this half and kind of really talk things over about where things may be going wrong. Valitaja just going to be holding steady. This is what he does best, though. He is undaunted. I say that. What a magnum from Meg. Just putting it into Valitaja to open up that C flag. But still, that is not enough. You can hit a couple of flashy deagles, Meg, but it's not going to be enough to secure the round. There's 8 tickets left.
I mean, there's nothing they can do at this point. There is nothing that they can do to get themselves back into this round. I mean, it is done. So 110. It looks like we might see a 100-plus game. Against Epsilon, no less, on Siege of Shanghai. Very, very. I don't know, just disappointing almost.
Well, I mean,
would have to say.
I feel like the point you made is a really good one about the map. Epsilon, probably not too comfortable on this choice. This was, of course, Fnatic's choice that they decided to pick up, and I think that's going to be a really kind of it's going to be an interesting one, whether or not Epsilon wanted to pick this map, or they were like, okay, we are going to avoid this map in future. Let's try our chances now when they know they have that last chance saloon. Either way, though, 92 tickets. Epsilon have managed to stabilize somewhat. They had the B and C. We were writing them off, but all they're doing now is trying to make that a real kind of manageable chunk for the second half.
It's all about that burn. Earlier we were talking about it with Infamous. All they need to do is just bleed as many tickets as possible here at this point. So if they can bleed this down to, like I said, 60, 70 tickets, it's going to be a little bit easier coming back here in the next round. Now, unfortunately, Fnatic is going to have the better side. They're going to have the AB side. They could potentially come out with a very, very quick 2-flag bleed and be able to hold the entire game. I've seen Fnatic actually taking control of Alpha and Bravo from the Chinese side and never letting it go. So that might be the case here in this next one. But with 3 players down right now for Fnatic, now 4 players down for Fnatic, Epsilon is definitely going to be making a case here. All 5 of their players are up and alive. They have 2 more spawns back or left, and they're going to be going in for a 3 cap. So they're basically listening to us right now, Alex, and they're going, no, casters, you are wrong.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is what Epsilon can do. They're so very capable. They wouldn't have got to the grand final. They wouldn't have smashed it through the online stages if they weren't a top 3 team. And so really, this is just a case of Epsilon struggling to start off well. Fnatic, though, from 100 to 60 with just 5 tickets. Epsilon are playing this so very well. And Fnatic, I wouldn't be surprised if they're getting a little bit antsy watching that number fall. Because, I mean, we're in manageable territory right now. You were writing this off at 100. Right now, with half that, with just 3 tickets. This is insane play from Epsilon.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like what we were mentioning before. This particular map, you can see 50 to 60 point swings. And that's exactly what's happening right now. 50 tickets now to 2. 2 players are going to be up. That's going to be it right there with those kills going to be coming back in. 1 more spawn can come in for Epsilon, but they've basically, kept themselves back in this match.
Whoa. I mean, they quite literally got the defibrillators out on themselves and were like, we are not out of this one. Clear.
Exactly. So, in this next round, we're going to be needing to see, really, we're going to need to see Epsilon playing exactly like they did there towards the end. At the very beginning, they can't be losing any tickets right from the start. I mean, Mayak picked it up, 15-9. You know, he started really fragging well there towards the end of it. Hork even doing well, 12 and 13. You know, at one point, I think we had only 2 kills across the board for like 3 or 4 of their players.
Right, yeah.
So they were starting to heat it up. Safe and Duke, they got to wake up.
They do. I mean, Duke is such a strong player when he's on form. So, I mean, that is a missing link at the moment for Epsilon. I think you're right.
And, you know, the players that you kind of expect to either go negative or break even and not do too well would be David and Hork. You know, those 2 players are mostly the objective-oriented players, I would say. They're the guys that, they're the ones going in for those back rages. They're the ones that are constantly holding down those particular flags, you know, making those type of plays. Kind of like what Drunks does. You know, Drunks never really has a flashy KD on Fnatic because he's always that objective-oriented guy. But to see somebody like Duke PT and Safe going that negative,
it's odd.
No, you just don't. You can't do that and get away with it. I mean, well, they're Safe right there. I mean, not looking like he's too into it right now.
Well, he certainly hasn't got a smile on his face, but let's be honest, he won't have a smile on his face till he has a cup in his hand.
Oh, there you go.
As he's going to be really looking to guide his team to victory. And I mean, he's definitely kind of one of those players who when he's having a bad game, his team's probably not going to do too well either, primarily just because he'll be shouting, he'll be screaming, but he usually gets his best kind of guidance and best kind of motivation when he himself is at the forefront of that one, when he's getting intel himself, when he is kind of guiding the play. Wasn't happening that time. So 30 seconds before we dive into the second half of our second map. Let's not forget Fnatic did pick up map 1 over on Operation Locker quite convincingly, and that's 62 tickets on the half. So actually this is a better set first half from Epsilon here on Siege of Shanghai. 49 tickets as it ended up, and so it's going to be interesting to see, are we going to see a third? It will be on Railway if we need it, and Epsilon are going to do everything in their power to end this with a better seed.
Yeah, but if we do go to a Goldman Railway, it's not really going to be looking up any better for Epsilon. I think there's still going to be kind of...
is that Chuck Norris on his arm?
It's... What?
It looked like a Chuck Norris arm. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted. You can continue to say how horrible Railway's going to go, but it's time for the... first map in hand. It's going to be Siege of Shanghai. Fnatic looking to wrap it up in 2, and Epsilon looking to change their mind. You can see a spray does come in favor of the Epsilon member. It was David who took down Valu as they kick this one off with a bang. Fnatic getting gifted that A and B hold to start things off, but A could be in trouble here. You can see it's flashing. It is neutralizing Epsilon. This is a strong start straight off the bat.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing Fnatic, though, holding on to that Alpha and Bravo setup. Yeah, that failed push there. Duke was trying to keep it alive. You saw him going in for that defib kill, but Unfixed already rotated up with enough time to be able to position himself to stop that. Now we are going to be seeing Hork over here trying to prevent themselves from getting 3-capped once again. And this is kind of like what we were saying, but, you know, they needed to have that intensity at the end of that first round, not basically repeat of the round entirely.
So let's see if I can get this team speak thing right. The team you should be listening to is Fnatic.
One speed now.
Yeah,
One mid, one cross. Do it, cross.
Chunk down.
Mid door as well.
Chunk down.
Mid door.
Saw that. Get that guy?
In the container. Okay. Hey, who's an A already? Who's an A? Upper C one. Watch out for paper. Upper C.
Can see someone?
Paper clear.
One more, kitchen.
See there?
One is camping A.
Sylvia, someone get this guy on C so we can get C.
One that way.
Nice. I'm back to C.
Back of C.
See there.
Hey, guy there.
Duke. Back to
There's
C.
one more A.
No one C now. No one C. He's going Kaza.
Help.
Duke still.
Flag.
Nice.
Upper one.
I'm in
Get a
cars.
flag, come on. Get the flag.
It's 2-on-8.
Let's go C now.
That's
Upper
some
C then.
strong communications from Fnatic. Really good to listen to. As actually these tickets are staying pretty level here.
They are staying level, but Epsilon doesn't want level. They need to get out ahead. Obviously, they have that 49 ticket deficit. You can't stay level. You know, if you wanted to stay level, do it in round number 1, not round number 2. So right now, we are going to be seeing Epsilon starting to fall player by player here as, ooh, nice little pickup there from Unfixed over here next to Semi, I believe it was, and a 2-piece right there, taking down David 2K as well. So he's going to be on a little bit of a streak right now as he's going to try and hold on to this as he spots out 2 more players on the other side of that Semi. Yeah, and he's going to be able to make it a 3rd one as well, taking down Duke PT. So really good play there from Unfixed, playing very, very well with that head glitch position. And now they're immediately going to be rotating onto that Alpha site. And that's one of the things that we were hearing in that TeamSpeak was the rotations coming in Fnatic was doing very, very well with, hey, let's go ahead, rotate to A or C because A is burning. Let's go ahead and just keep the burn in their favor. Just out-cap them over and over and over again.
And one of the individuals we said is kind of going to need to kind of pick it up is going to be the side of Fnatic, was going to be Too Easy, who kind of this time is actually having quite a quiet game. He's been so strong, so influential previously. This time it's Unfixed who's turning up 7-0. I mean, what a scoreline. Brett affects his favorite as he's going to be stepping up the tempo. 20 ticket advantage to Fnatic is not ideal for Epsilon. They needed to kind of find their footing that they did in the end of the first half, here in the second, and this is looking increasingly like Fnatic 2-0.
It absolutely is. I don't want to write it off because we did have that epic, potential comeback there in round number 1. But, as we said before, it's looking more and more like Fnatic is going to be able to take this. We have really good plays coming out over here onto back B. Looks like Epsilon will be able to get that burn going in the favor. So now a 3-cap in favor here of Epsilon. Fnatic all spawning in over here onto water side, as we do have 2 more going to be pushing back in onto that alpha site. We do have a back rage happening over there onto C as well, but that's going to be well defended there from Epsilon. They're not going to be letting that one go at all, which is kind of confusing here as to why they're giving up Alpha for Charlie. Most of the time you do see those teams trying to defend over onto that A side a little bit heavier. It's a little bit easier to defend overall, and you don't have to worry about those back spawns as much. But Mayak going huge right there, taking down Morte, will open up that cap once more. So if he can get onto that A side, that's going to be another triple cap potentially coming in. But no, it looks like he's going to go ahead, back on up, play basically what we saw Fnatic doing earlier. Very defensive, just getting those ticket bleeds.
Yeah, and this is the bleed they need to hold. Epsilon, they're kind of up against that 49 ticket wall from the first half, and this is the first step to victory. They need to maintain this BC hold. Safe is kind of keep that mid street safe as the nades do come raining in. They know exactly where he is. Gets the tag, gets the frag before he goes down, as now Merrick and Duke rattling on some frags as well. Nearly a squad wipe now as just 1 man remains. It's going to be Value. No, it is. It's a squad wipe, and that is really the first nail in what felt like a coffin that didn't exist. Fnatic all of a sudden looking a little shaky, and that has given them those back spawns towards C though, and we'll see how that plays out.
That's another 3-cap right there. And I really don't see Epsilon, slowing down. What? They have a lot of pressure over here onto that Charlie side. Where are the spawns actually at? Yeah, all of the spawns have been over here onto C side. We do have Mick trying to push that back onto that B flag. He's not going to be able to make it in time though, so that B side should go over into the favor here of Fnatic. But Epsilon has to be careful not to be giving this up. I don't really agree with David pushing down like that. He should have stayed up above, waited for those spawns to come back in. He needs to play a little bit smarter there in those situations. They don't have a whole lot of tickets, and as we saw before, you can see 50 ticket bleeds coming in on this particular map. 55 tickets left right now for Fnatic in order to do this. Only about 40 tickets left here for Epsilon, as we are going to be seeing a really good battle over here onto that B site.
Yeah, this is going to be a bloodbath on B, as Unfixed is just going to be holding the angle, ready and waiting. 3 members from Epsilon all on one side together, trying to battle to break the line. They do. It's Morte down, all onto Unfixed's shoulders now, as he's going to try and push in through blue. He knows there's 2 or 3 there. They're stacking up, and he's spraying down as much as he can. Too Easy falls flat on his face, and now he's really kind of all resting on Drunks and Unfixed. Make it just Unfixed as another one bites the dust, and that was what Epsilon needed. They retake the AB site without that 50 ticket bleed that we see so commonly.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a very crucial play right here, but they have to hold on to it. That's the key right here. They have to hold on to it. And Duke going down. Nobody in a position to stop this B burn. Nobody in a position to stop A. Fnatic will easily be able to transition over there onto that alpha site. Should be able to get that burn pretty soon. I don't know why they're waiting so long, as they're trying to figure out, I guess, where Epsilon is actually at. Too Easy, though, already pushing back on in, and he's going to be able to get a nice little touch here on the C side as well.
Epsilon, they're in the lead. They know this means so very much to them. Let's hear how that team speak shaping up.
One down, roll.
There's no 6 HP on A, guys. 6 HP on A. Push it.
Down,
nice!
More.
What's happened?
One more.
Okay, push.
Only 3 alive.
Push fast.
Get B fast.
Fucking go.
Cancel that.
Nice, guys. Go B.
Go, come on.
Watch the
Cap
pillar.
is we need to neutralize.
Oh, mid. Blue container,
That
guys.
Mid down.
Too easy. Nice one.
Neutralize.
Pushing Queen. Track.
Mid.
It's equal, guys. It's equal. Come on.
Come on, don't die.
We're losing C.
Get C. Shoot it.
They know.
Get C, shoot it. They really need to get in. They know how much this means, and it all comes down to this. 24 tickets for Fnatic, and the Epsilon threshold is nearing in as well.
Yeah, that's a 3 cap. Probably going to be closing that off here in just a few seconds. But you can hear the frustration in their voice as Mayak went down there onto that alpha flag. There's no, we can't have this happening right now. Not now. And it's just not going in their favor. We do see that B-side. Oh, Falutasha just shutting the door on him. And as he will be able to get that hipfire spray as his teammates coming back in for Fnatic, will be able to finish that back off. C-side going in their favor. 53 tickets left. We got 4 for Epsilon to try and make this a comeback. And that is not going to happen this time. Another 2-0 in favor of Fnatic.
And Fnatic are going to be really happy with that one. That was a big test for them. That was like, are we on form? And the answer is yes. Epsilon falling in 2, and that, my friends, is a statement in itself. The team, the defending champions, the 3-season running champions, are looking to try and make it a 4.
Yeah, and if they play like that for the rest of the weekend, they will.
God.
I mean, that was intense right there. And you know, being able to just lock it down like they were in they had 2 3 caps from Epsilon, and they were able to break it. Not just a 3 cap for a few seconds. I mean, lockdown 3 caps. They were pushing the backseat spawns, and they were able to come back from it.
And you're going to see kind of all smiles on either side. I think you can see Safe there, who's obviously going to be a little frustrated. That one, I hope his t-shirt isn't kind of symbolic of how he feels about that one. As we're going to be seeing what's safe to say, a kind of downtrodden Epsilon. This was kind of a grudge match for them. You said it before, yes, they're not out of the tournament, that's for sure. They are going to go on now to meet Infamous once again, which they've already played once today, seeing them pick that up in 2. But still, either way, when you're playing up against, I would describe as one of your kind of biggest offline rivals, a 2-0 is not ideal.
No, it is not. And I think that, yeah, this one right here, it's going in for those seeds. You want to have the higher seed coming into it, but like you said, all smiles across the board. They all know that everybody was a great player there. That this was maybe a good test right here for Fnatic, or I'm sorry, for Epsilon.
Yeah.
Just to kind of gauge. Okay, do we need to practice more this weekend? Yes? No? Yeah? We'll see.
I mean, Epsilon, the reasoning behind the kind of the mindset they must be in right now is primarily just based on that was a gauging system for them. If Epsilon had beaten Fnatic, they'd been like, we are so comfortable. Like, we are comfortable right now. They can play the same game they played against Fnatic and do well. Now, though, things could get a little shaky. When you're having 62-49 thresholds against Fnatic, then you could be seeing similar thresholds against Dexterity, a team who, again, wildcard, I'm going to keep bringing their name up just because for me, that's exciting. Like, I mean, the other kind of exciting presence was the Oceania team, Legionnaires, already kind of packing their bags. So that didn't go too well for them. So the last kind of new presence in the EU is going to be the American team. And I'm looking forward to talking to you about that one.
You know what else was exciting about that? Dexterity was actually screaming against Fnatic earlier, and they beat him twice on Dawnbreaker.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's, Fnatic just didn't really care about
just
it.
Throwing it away.
Or what. But, I did see in chat, though, Fnatic was actually saying they play weird. Like, what's going on here? I can't.
Like a different style?
Exactly. It's just like, why are they playing like this? And how is it working almost? So it's going to be interesting to see Dex coming out. And that will be our next match, I believe, as the Infamous and Epsilon match is going to be happening tomorrow.
That's right.
Before we have the main playoffs.
Yep. So for now, though, let's head over to the stage and see what Mitch and Drunks have to say.
Okay.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I mean, we speculated before the match that we were going to have a big one on our hands, and I guarantee you neither team disappointed us here. We're here with Drunks at the desk. Thank you for joining us, Drunks. That last map was very, very close. Your pick, of course, Seas of Shanghai. Generally, a map you guys feel good on there. Went down to the wire. We saw, I think, the Epsilon guys had only a few tickets, maybe 10 or something, and managed to, take 50 of yours away in the first half. And then the second half being very, very close, it looked like almost Epsilon would take it away. Where was the turning point for you guys in that second half?
Well, we started the second half in a very good fashion, but Shanghai is that map that if you lose the momentum, if you give too much space to the other team, they can hold 2 flags, and if you hold 2 flags, you can actually bleed the tickets very hard. And I think Duke played very well in the end. He had his team to block these 2 flags, and we had a very hard time. At some point, I really thought we would have some real troubles trying to get back 2 flags. But eventually, we managed to do some clean push on the second flag, and we managed to hold 2, if not 3 flags in the end, which helped a lot to just finish this round with the momentum we had.
Well, to be honest, I was not expecting that, but I think it not just was played by the outfragging, but you guys also mind-gamed Epsilon quite a bit. You knew how to deal with them. But how did you feel at the start of the game where you knew that Epsilon was going to be aggressive? You can't let go of those 2 flags off the start. What was the tactic? How did you manage to do it in between the team? Did you study their games before? Did you study the games that they were playing right before now versus Infamous, especially in Shanghai?
Well, we used to play Epsilon quite a lot, and we just have our tactics against them, and it consists kind of for getting these 2 flags in the start. It's very important. We usually fail at doing that, but if we actually get 2 flags, we can get some good positions. That really helps to have a clear hold and cancel their push in the middle, especially. So that's what we did, and it worked out pretty good.
Bien joué les Français.
Perfect work from Fnatic there, obviously moving forward to tomorrow's games. Let's have a look at the brackets and see where we are at with today's matches. Of course, this concludes the games from Group A we're going to see for today. We'll be seeing our losers bracket game tomorrow for Group A, but obviously as you can see here, Fnatic over Epsilon in their game, and Epsilon and Infamous will be that losers bracket final we see early on tomorrow. We're going to be moving over to Group B very, very soon though. But in the meantime, we're going to take a bit of a break, reset, get a drink, and maybe shake off some of the tension there from that last game. We'll be back soon, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go too far. More Battlefield action coming right at you.